Today is the first day of Milwaukee Peace Week. This is video of some of the events last year aimed at bringing the community together and prioritizing safety. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson joins me live in studio. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Jaron, happy to be here with you.
So this is the second annual Milwaukee Peace Week. You started this week last year. Tell me why you wanted to do that.
Well, it's important, I think, in this community that we really focus in on not just peace, but also unifying our city. And so that's why we thought about bringing Peace Week. And you're right. I mean, this is our second annual Peace Week, and we have a number of events all throughout Milwaukee that'll be taking place to bring this community together.
We were just talking before we came on air here. It comes, unfortunately, on the heels of not a great weekend in Milwaukee. Had two teenagers shot and killed, which we've been reporting on this morning. How do you, first of all, what's your response to that?
Well, all the more reason for us to do things like this. To bring people together and to showcase, to this community, and not just to this community, but really to this entire state and the leadership there, that there needs to be tighter restrictions around people who should not have their hands on guns. I don't have all the details on those 15-year-olds who were killed, and obviously I send my condolences to their families, but there is more that can be done and more that should be done to make sure that incidents like that don't happen in Milwaukee or any communities around the state.
And this Peace Week really looks at issues beyond the issue of gun violence, right? We're not just talking about shootings here when we talk about peace.
Correct. And when you bring people together, I mean, that's another way to make sure that you create peace in our communities, right? When neighborhoods don't have issues where folks are shooting against each other or otherwise fighting against each other, when they're stable, that's how you get to community collaboration. That's how you get neighborhoods to gel. And when neighborhoods gel, when they become unified, when they become cohesive, that's how you get to the greater public safety that all of us want to see. And that's exactly what Peace Week's all about.
So how do you take a week like we have either last year or even the Peace Week this year? How do you take this week and then make that into tangible action, right? Because I think that people see this as like, yeah, that's a great week, but is it really going to resonate with the community?
Well, yeah, I mean, you bring people together, right? I think one of the things that we miss in Milwaukee is the sense of familiarity with each other. Like neighborhoods used to be these cohesive units. And if we can work to bring that back, if we can work to bring people back together and have the relationship to be more familial, then I think that's how we get to a greater sense of peace in those neighborhoods and in people's relationships with each other. And again, lead into the greater public safety that all of us want to see.
And so tell me what's exactly happening. We got the schedule that's scrolling here on the screen now, but take me through this week.
Oh, yeah, there are a number of things. I think our event today is probably going to get washed out. Thank you, Molly. Thanks to some of the weather here. But there are a number of other great things. PALS, the Police Athletic League, is doing a kickball game. We'll do some visits with the faith-based community this weekend. We're relaunching our citywide Block Watch Council. So many other great events. Heal the Hood, which is a conjunction with that organization. So many great events happening all over Milwaukee during Peace Week.
Yeah, and they're all free and open to the public for people to be a part of, obviously. We're heading into the summer season. What's your message to the city of Milwaukee, to the city's young people as we get into the season, the summer season?
Well, I want this to be a safe city. I want for this to be a city where folks know that there are opportunities for them. We really are resource rich in Milwaukee. And so whether it's a parent, whether it's a caregiver, whether it's a young person, there are opportunities for you in Milwaukee. If you want to swim, if you want to eat, if you want to work, if you want to play kickball, if you want to have a brat with a cop, there are opportunities for you in Milwaukee. We want you to be connected with those things. Peace Week is going to be the bridge to help young people in this community and their families to understand that those things exist so that we can have a safe and peaceful summer for everybody all over the city.
That's so important. Thank you so much, Mayor, for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jaron.
And again, there are several events happening throughout Milwaukee, kickball games, the Heal the Hood block party, and much more. We do have a link with information about these events on our website, WISN.com.